Would you still love me if I looked like this? Okay, seriously though. We're ready to do another Daily Motivator. This is going to be Daily Motivator number 91. This is an idea I had actually a few days back. And now we're going to record it. We're going to do it because I've been thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. This is Daily Motivator number 91. It's going to be about rearranging the furniture. This is one of those rare cases where I actually know before I've recorded what I'm going to talk about. I still don't know what I'm going to say, but at least I know what the topic is, and I've run through it in my mind a few times. So I should be honest and say I have some idea of how this is going to go. So here we are. This is Seth David with Daily Motivator number 91, which would have been for Wednesday, December 30th, 2009. Since we're so far past that date, I'm not going to put it in the context of that day. I'm going to put it in the context of more currently what I'm thinking about, which is rearrange the furniture. That's my productivity tip for today. Rearrange the furniture. Mix things up, change things up once in a while. It keeps it exciting, it keeps it fresh. And I mean that from the most literal sense, which means go into your office, go into your bedroom, your home, everywhere, and change things up, make things different, move the furniture around, try a different arrangement. Don't ever sacrifice the feng shui though. You'll upset Barbara Streisand. All kidding aside though, rearranging the furniture is such a great way to keep things fresh and to keep things exciting. People ask me all the time, Seth, how do you stay so excited all the time? How can you possibly be, one guy I know jokes around me, says, I want to know what vitamins you're taking. I don't know where you get all the energy from. And honestly, it's a lot of different things that I do, but this is one of them, is periodically changing things up. A few weeks ago, not even a few weeks ago, just recently I came into my office and I literally rearranged the furniture, and it feels great. It feels like I'm walking into a brand new office, even though the office is still exactly the same. All I did was change the scenery. And just by moving one desk around, really, but it changes kind of the shape of the whole office, and I've got it set up now in a way that feels much better to me because I have two computers. I have my laptop here, I've got my desktop behind me, and it's the way I've got it set up now. It's easy for me to go back and forth. So think about how that applies in the context of your life and what you're trying to do for today, and think about what can you rearrange. And if you're not sure, no big deal. Sit down in front of your computer, open up a Word document, and just try and get some ideas. Write them down and save it. That's how I make my lists. As I use Microsoft OneNote. You can use Word if you don't have OneNote. I like OneNote because it's a notebook. It keeps things organized, and I just love the way it works. But you use whatever you're comfortable with. But the idea is I'm always talking about making lists, and I'm serious about that. Making lists really helps because it gives me I don't have to worry about remembering things, because all too often I get an idea in my head and I say, oh my God, how am I going to remember this? And getting onto the spiritual side of things for a minute, by the way, sometimes it'll occur to me, I'll have an idea, and I won't be in front of my computer, and I won't have it. One suggestion, by the way, is always have a pen and paper with you wherever you go, because all too often I'm in a situation where I want to write something down, and I don't have that pen and paper. That was one of my mentors. One of the first suggestions he gave me was always, wherever you go, have something to write on, something to write with, no matter what. So I try to do that. But let's say I'm in a situation where I don't. I talk spiritually about prayer. I talk about a spirit of the universe. Call it God. If you don't like the word God, call it whatever you want. The point is, I believe in something. There's some motivating force that lives within and without each and every one of us. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll petition that force and say, whatever you are out there, whatever it is out there, please help me remember this so I can write it down later. But the key is to write things down so I don't have to worry about remembering them later, and then I can refer back to them. You're a miracle. Get excited about today.